My gender credentials. Ah! So let's talk about gender, shall we? How do I define myself as a woman? Well, let's start off by saying I do define myself as a woman, I think. I'm heterosexual. I like to kiss boys. I am a little bit of a tomboy. Star Wars pillows! Game Boy Advance. But I like girly stuff too. Brown chicka wow wow. I would say that for a woman of my age, which is 20, I have an extremely high libido. Gets me into trouble sometimes, but it's definitely part of my identity. I keep it safe though. I'm a pretty generous person and compassionate. I think a lot of that has to do with my womanhood, or at least I attribute it to my womanhood. And that about sums Jenna Kramsky up. Fantasy. My fantasy woman, who I would love to be. I would like to be more confident in the actions that I take and the things that I do. Sex and the City Samantha, for instance, as cliche as she is very confident in her actions, doesn't apologize for her behavior, even though some women might look down on her, the way she chooses to lead her life. She continues to be confident and proud in what she does, and I would like to share the same confidence, but I don't think that I really inhabit that pride because of the environment I'm in and the people that I'm surrounded by and societal expectations. I'll get you every time. Boo! The type of woman I do not want to be labeled as. So definitely the word slut is something that I'm particularly sensitive to. The word slut gets thrown around so much, and I'm a victim of it too. You are such a slut. I think that I definitely avoid being associated with slut. No self respecting girl would ever call herself a slut. I often try and justify my behavior, and when that word gets thrown around, defend myself to the death. So there's some evidence on all three of these things. My gender reality has mostly been taught. I've learned that this is the type of woman I should define myself as, probably from other people telling me that I am this way. You are such a geek. You dress like a 4-year-old. My aspiration is definitely not fulfilled. The confidence that I want to inhabit is not within reach, I think, at this point in my life. I still have a lot of growing to do and maturing to do. I'm only 20 years old, and I know that'll come with experience and time, and I'm sure so will the confidence. I definitely try to stave off undesirable terms. I think it's more for other girls that I do it. I don't want to be looked at as that type of girl. Certain things are whispered, even though we live in the 21st century, about people who conduct themselves that way, and I don't want anything to do with that association. So my gender reality definitely interacts with a number of factors in my life. I look like a girl. My hair is very curly and girly. I wear lots of earrings and mascara. I wear girly clothes most of the time. I have boobies. And I flip my hair a lot like this. So I continually construct my gender as a woman by the way that I dress myself, my body type. I am a white female, which definitely is conducive to the way I like to lead my life. I'm pretty middle class. I'm a starving college student, but my parents still support me somewhat, and therefore I can afford to wear nice clothes and buy beauty products, and I don't know if I would be able to do that if I wasn't in the class that I'm in. I don't know that I necessarily would be doing that if I wasn't in the class that I'm in. I am a big, fat Jew. Being a Reformed Jew is definitely helpful in becoming the woman that I want to be. In Judaism, we're taught that it's the person you are inside and not the person that you are outside that counts. So I try to take that with me in every aspect of my life. I've been pretty involved in my Jewish community until I left home, so I've seen a lot of strong women within the community that I can look up to, so that's definitely a huge part of my gender identity. I grew up in Southern California, which is a very red, conservative area, and I definitely feel like moving to Boulder helped me grow as a woman because I felt somewhat stunted in Orange County. It's possible that the environment I was in was constraining me from feeling comfortable in my own skin, especially the mother figures that were influential in Orange County when I lived there. Probably the most significant factor that relates to my gender is my body and my physical appearance. I obviously don't know anything different than the way that I've been taught to dress and look and the beauty standards that I've held myself up to. I think we as women often take our body types and the way that we look and sort of construct individual realities around our particular physique. Dressing for your figure, that definitely plays a part in the way that I choose to dress myself and the way that I conduct myself. At this age, I think a lot of people express themselves through the way that they dress and the way that they wear their hair, and I think I'm sort of in that realm right now. Lighting change. Ha ha ha, that shit's hot. Anyone's gender identity varies by situation. If we're being completely honest here, this is pretty much how mine goes. I'm just taking really good care of my body and just being a really compassionate woman and trying to get schoolwork done. Yeah, I play video games and watch Star Wars, and I'm a super cool tomboy and I can chill with all of you. I know I shouldn't have made out with him. I respect myself too much to do that, but I was drunk, and he told me I was pretty. But don't worry, I know that he's a scumbag. Generally, these things overlap. I am all of those things at once, but I tend to emphasize one aspect of my gender identity based on the situation I'm in and the people that I'm surrounded by. I think most of my formative gender experiences happened later in life, like after puberty later in life. Puberty! My mother definitely played a huge role in my development. There's no getting around that. Although I don't think that I developed my sexuality from her, I attribute all my good qualities, my characteristics that I enjoy about myself to her, but as far as my sexuality goes, my mother had nothing to do with that, let me tell you. I'm not sure where I developed my ideas on sexuality. I think probably from media role models and Cosmopolitan. Both my parents are very accepting people, and so I always knew that the woman that I would become, they would love unconditionally no matter what. And I think that helped me develop into my own unique woman because I knew that I would have unconditional love and acceptance either way. If you can't love yourself, then who will? If you got it, flaunt it. And this one especially from Nana, don't get pregnant. Can't tell you how many times that woman said that to me before college. True story. Big box of nail polish. I'm gonna paint my nails now. I'm gonna paint my nails now. Facebook, Facebook. I'm gonna look at all the girls that are prettier than me and feel bad about myself for an hour. Oh, she has such a nice body. I want to look like that. I'm gonna do like 30 sit-ups today. So the two artifacts that I have chosen to represent my gender identity are the song I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross and this curling iron. Now let's start with the curling iron. This thing is my life. If I lose it, I die, and I kill everyone around me. It represents everything that's superficial about me and more. But being a girl is sometimes superficial. I use it because if I don't curl my hair, I look like a crackhead. So, you got any crack? It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for beauty, and I realize how dumb that is, but what are you gonna do? It's the system we live in, right? Diana Ross's I'm Coming Out is the perfect pick-me-up, be your own woman, be strong anthem. So I'm gonna sing it for you now. There's a new me coming out, and I just have to live, and I wanna give, I'm completely positive.